Sports Friends is a ministry of SIM. We seek to work with churches in Africa, Asia, and South America to give them a vision for how sports can be used as a bridge to reach the young people in their community with the gospel of Jesus Christ. It all started in Ethiopia in 2002. Everywhere we looked, young people were playing sports, playing football. We began to share a vision with the Ethiopian churches about how they could reach out to the youth in their communities. And there were so many young people that the churches were struggling with. How can we engage them? How can we reach out to them? Well, sports ministry provided that bridge. It provided a platform for building relationships with them. Seeing what God was doing in Ethiopia through this ministry, we felt we should expand it to other countries in Africa. So we began in Nigeria, in West Africa, and God used it powerfully there. Many churches got involved, and many young people's lives have been impacted. And from Nigeria, we began in Southeast Asia, and God is using it there as well. And the ministry continues to grow into South America and other countries in Africa and Asia. One of the greatest strengths of the ministry are the many local leaders God has given us from within the communities where we're working. These leaders adapt the vision to meet the unique needs of their communities.
Our mission is to use sport as a platform to reach out the community and to make them disciples, and as a result plant the church. We consider ourselves like a hand and feet of Christ because we represent Christ. We are the ambassador of Jesus Christ, and we live in the midst of these people. We know the culture, and we represent Jesus Christ, of course. They see Jesus in us.
That's the most exciting for me to see when the kids come to know Christ, because I make a decision at that age, and I knew I was, left out from home, and I knew also what it follows them after that. But still, I've seen the God's hand is great, and I'm so excited to see the kids are coming to know, the Lord on this compound.
I love Jesus so much, and I love to work for Him, and I love to share the gospel with the kids and with the people. Most of the time, Jesus, He will give the example for His discipleship about kids. So He loves kids, so I love kids.
Therefore, you can imagine how many kids are just, sitting around. Therefore, the sport program also helps us to attract the kids who doesn't have anything to do outside, to bring them to the church. Therefore, God is at work, I will say, in our land. We are so happy to be part of His work.
We saw that the churches of Ethiopia were very excited about this ministry tool, and the young people and the sports ministry coaches were all excited, and we knew that God wanted us to expand this ministry into other countries in Africa as well.
Right now we are walking into a church building, and the church is a place of peace, and this church has been standing here for over the past 10 years, and it's our prayer that the church will be used to bring our actual peace. And in this part of northern Nigeria, for the past 10 years, it has been a case of religious tension. There has been crisis, there has been destruction of lives and property, and so the church seen that it is better to use a very simple means, a great tool, which is sports. It is a very good idea to use sports, especially football, to now unite our communities. So the church is using the tool of football, especially to bring these kids together, because we know once kids are on the field of play, the issue of religion, the issue of identity does not arise. You are one. And so we are hoping, we are praying that as we use the tool, as we use football, we shall bring that lesson back to our kids, our youths, our communities, to make them understand that we need to be together so that we can develop together, and hopefully the future will be a great one for our country.
It doesn't matter where you go in Nigeria, sports is culturally relevant. To some extent, churches have not utilized the area of sports in their church ministry. So that's what we've been trying to do over the years, to help them see the opportunity sports create for relationship, evangelism, discipleship, and even church planting. The youth that have attended our sports camp came to learn so many things, not just playing sports, but life in general. And by the time they return home, they get to share their experiences with their parents, with their friends, and the church get to know about it. And wow, that's where their eyes started opening to see that through sports, a lot of things can be done with the youth.
The young people in the countries where we're working face many challenges. Many are in crisis, with broken homes and drugs and alcohol, gangs, violence, a lack of hope, and a lack of purpose. And the churches, meanwhile, are struggling with how can we connect with this young generation. Sports ministry provides that bridge where the church can reach out to the community and share with them the hope of Christ.
It's so exciting to be serving God here in Thailand and to have the privilege to see some of the first fruits of the ministry as young people come to faith, as young people are discipled in their faith. So we're getting excited to see the church really capturing hold of the power of sport for reaching Asian young people with the gospel. The effectiveness of ministry is so often dependent upon the strength of your leaders, and God has really been gracious in providing us with some fantastic Thai leaders, both to lead the work and to start to lead sports ministry in their own churches.
Sawadee krap. I am Sport Friend Thailand, and we do the training today for the life coaches training for the youth group, and they can make a relationship with that kind of group, and after that they can share the gospel. And we hope that someday from their team they will receive Christ and they can grow up, and the coach will be the mentor for them, and they can help the young people to grow up in Jesus Christ.
Many of the countries here in Southeast Asia present us with both a challenge but also an exciting opportunity. Most of the populations have less than 0.5% following Jesus. So there's much work to be done in sharing the gospel and discipling believers and equipping the church. When I see what's happening in Thailand, it excites me to know that God is transforming lives and strengthening communities through Sports Friends work all around the world.
Send me aside.
We've seen God do so many great things through this ministry. New churches being established, young people's lives being changed, communities transformed, and God has raised up a great team of people who are passionate and called to this ministry. Our vision is to see many more churches, a movement of churches all across Africa, Asia, and South America, using this powerful platform of sports to build bridges into their communities, to reach the young people, and to share with them the love of Jesus Christ.